man. We don't have our music. We have some theme music.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fourth and Family. We are excited to get back at it. We've been off for a little while, but it is time to get back into the swing of things. Football season is not around the corner. It is here. Best time of the year for any football fan. Loving it.
I'm excited. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, before we jump back into it today, we are going to just kind of dive right into some thoughts about the upcoming season. But we want to reintroduce people to all of us that are on and the different hosts that you have before you on our Fourth and Family podcast. So we're going to quickly go through and reintroduce ourselves to everybody. We'll go one by one and then jump into the action today.
Michael Cooper, Bears guy.
And I'm Quail, the Steelers fan.
I am DJ, the other Steelers fan.
And I am James Jr., one of the many things. I am the resident second Bears fan on this podcast, the best team, best franchise in NFL history.
Debatable.
Some delusions arising here sometimes, but we will jump right into the action here today. Today, we are going to be starting off by talking about some training camp related items, and then we're going to talk about how each of us feel about our teams going into the new season. Let's go ahead and jump this thing off with our Pittsburgh Steelers fans. We're going to start with you guys. You know, we try to get the secondary team out of the way first, and then we'll jump to, the more elite team and talk about them secondly. So, Quail, DJ, we're going to have you guys start us off. Let's talk a little bit about the changes the Steelers have seen. I mean, they've gone quite a few changes. They got a new head coach. So let's start there. What do you guys think about the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Go ahead, Quail.
Okay. I'm still in a wait and see with McCarthy. And so we'll wait and see. But all of the reports that have come out from training camp have said that training camp is completely different and just like night and day between what was and what it is now. That can be good and that can be bad. So we'll
What are
see.
they saying about night? What is the difference that they're saying?
There's more intensity, more like a detailed approach sort of thing. And McCarthy's more hands-on in each drill. And, sometimes you have to take that with a grain of salt because Tomlin was in a role for 19 years. He doesn't have to do certain things. And so being a new coach, you might have to put your hand here to show people what you want. But let's see when the season starts.
I think sometimes that kind of when people say, it's a different feel, it's gonna be different. Is you got two different coaching styles, two different approaches. Like the whole coaching staff is probably all different. And so where Mike Tomlin probably was, like you say, been there forever, his approach was different. Maybe if we look at his year one compared to his year one, that might be where there may be some similarities, but I'm sure Andy Reid ain't approaching this preseason like he did however many years ago. So, you got to take that kind of, like you said, with a grain of salt as far as it's different. Yeah, it's going to be different. It's probably a lot of different players, a whole lot of different coaches, different atmosphere, different settings. So, sure. So,
okay. Yeah. DJ, you got any feedback on that?
I mean, granted, I probably wasn't a big fan of the pickup of Mike from Mike. I always said that that pretty much was like the same type of coach as far as like the track record, the win history and stuff like that. But I mean, granted, it's different year for him, different team. So man, I'm a tad bit excited to see what he can do for this season. See how his coaching staff is going to play out, and see how you know this new venture for him, because this is his third team coaching in the NFL. So see how it compares to the other two. See if he can have somewhat of the same success as the other two teams.
Did he have success in Dallas?
Yeah.
They went to the playoffs, I think.
It depends on how you measure success.
Right.
With Dallas making the
Yeah.
playoff success.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They did that quite a bit, though, and didn't
Yeah.
do
They
anything
did.
with it. Okay. Well, next item we have
Well,
then is to talk.
They did that with Green Bay too, though.
That's true. At least he got a ring with Green Bay,
Yeah,
but
you get a ring with Green Bay.
Yeah.
with the same quarterback. Now that leads us and segues right into our next point, is that he's not that same quarterback number 12 wearing the green jersey. He is now this guy that's 42 years old and still trying to play elite level quarterback. So Steelers fans and everybody will open it up. What do you guys think about a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers trying to lead this team to the promised land?
Brady when he won his last ring. That's the only thing we got to compare it to is Brady. I mean, granted, he was doing avocado everything, and Rogers going into a darkness retreat. They all got their tactics to get them mentally right. But I mean, he's 40, 42. He says it himself. I'm a 40-some-year-old quarterback. Well, we'll see how well this 40-some-year-old quarterback's going to do, because he has great pieces around him. They made great moves on the offseason. Now, can he put it to use?
Yeah.
What
I think honestly,
they picked?
I know they picked. Well, we got wide receiver from the Colts that was like giving them a couple pennies for it. Which, hey, I'll take that trade. We picked up Rico Dowdle in the backfield. And then we still got DK on one side. You still got pretty decent tight ends with Washington and Fire Move. So I mean, there's some good weapons on the offensive side that he if he's at that quality of quarterback still, he'll play out well for us.
I mean,
yeah.
ask y'all this then. What does he have to do if he has decent weapons? What I always try to say, quarterbacks just you don't have to win the game, just don't lose the game. And so if he has these weapons, he doesn't really have to go out and win the game. What does he have to do at 42 to be successful in probably not a new system, probably a revamped system, but I'm sure he should have a level of comfort in this system. So what does he have to do what do you guys want to see for him to say, for you guys to say we're going to be okay in this upcoming season?
I think for me, we saw Aaron Rodgers play decent during the regular season. Like, he threw for over 3,000 yards. I can't remember the last quarterback, and the last one was probably Ben, that threw for over 3,000 yards in the regular season.
That is correct.
And that was, a 41-year-old quarterback who barely moved in and all of this different stuff. So
He was 21 and barely moved.
Right. Yeah.
well, yeah,
Aaron Rodgers,
but still,
he's been able to move, but he's got that super quick release, and that's
Right.
always been his big thing.
Right.
No, I was talking about Ben.
No, Ben can move.
No, yeah, Ben can move.
Ben can move.
Back in the day, he could move. He's not a runner, but he can move farther. But so, for Aaron, he just has to do a lot of what he did last regular season, and then hopefully play better in the playoffs. and that'll also go into the off the line, hopefully meshing and playing well because we have some new pieces up on the offensive line as well. And I say new, it's just really one spot that's new.
But
All of the go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Just the offensive line is fairly young. They're in their second and third and fourth year in the league, and so they just have to come together. Really,
Yeah. I mean, and the only thing I was going to add to that is, when you talk about new in football, one piece is a complete new.
Mm.
So, we look at that even in, I mean, of course, football is football at any level. But, I compare it to this 7th and 8th grade team we're coaching. They're completely new to the system. And so while these
right?
kids have talent, you've got to get, and offensively, it takes longer for the offense to start clicking than it does the defense. So, it doesn't matter how much better our offense is than our defense, it's going to take time. So that's going to be interesting to see. I definitely think it'll be interesting. But he does have weapons, like you guys said. So if you got weapons, that puts you a little bit ahead of where you were possibly going to be. Well, let's talk about then. We talked about the starter with Pittsburgh, but what about the quarterbacks behind him, or I would say the lack thereof? What do y'all think about that?
Wouldn't say lack thereof. It was more of
Mm,
a lack of experience because you have Mason Rudolph, who they put in as the two right now, and then you pretty much have two rookies, one you drafted last year and one you drafted this year, competing for that third spot. So it's like, will they bring four into the season? I doubt it, but it's going to be interesting to see the development of the other two, the two rookies battling for the third spot. Because I mean, I don't see Mason being the future. I think he's a journeyman backup quarterback. He's going to be decent to have just in case Roger gets injured or he needs to come out for a second. Something just to have that safety net almost. But I don't think they're going to do anything with him other than that.
Yeah, I got you. Corey, what are your thoughts about that QB room?
mm, I agree. I agree with what DJ just said. Um, and I mean, there's really no way to argue against it. We do have two rookies sitting behind them, and so the question really becomes, what do you do not this season but next season? Because you have two rookies.
Who are the
Aaron is retired. You have Drew Aller, who they just drafted this year, and
from
Will Howard, Penn State for Drew,
Mhm.
and Will Howard from Kansas State / Ohio State.
Let's say, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Will comes from a good pedigree. Anytime you can get an ex-Ohio State player, that's typically a plus, but
Well, I don't know
not
because we technically did have an ex
well,
Ohio State player and we let him go. I mean, I rather would have kept him in
yeah,
because the experience rather than drafting another one to try to see if he's gonna work out.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Agreed.
we haven't gotten to the Bears yet, but we had an ex-Ohio State quarterback too, and
Yeah,
we all know that that's not always a given for success. Um, but I do think it's not because they went to Ohio State that's the issue. I think it's more about, the fit and where they go. So yeah, I mean
I think with that one was more of the lack of development. That one.
Agreed.
yes. Yeah, 100%. Well, the last item that we have for the Pittsburgh Steelers were, he's also got to be protected. Those quarterbacks have to have some time to throw the football. So what do you guys think about that offensive line?
I already knew of one that they picked up in the first round. That tackle they picked up. Um, I liked him. I seen some of his highlights. I seen some of his tape. I like that pickup. It seemed like he'll be decent if he can get with the system. Um, but I'm not really sure who else they got. I know they were saying how I think the center's the only one that's been been in that position last year?
Yeah. So our right tackle, Fatnu, is moving over to the left side, and the guy that we just drafted in the first round is going to go to the right tackle position. Then we have the guard position will be players that we played as like the swings last 2 years, and so we'll be going back and forth between those guys. And then we had Broderick Jones, who played left tackle last year. He'll be playing on the right this year, but he's coming back from the neck surgery. We'll see about where he fits in.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I feel like I've always seen it where if an offensive line is not doing well or not gelling, then it doesn't matter how good your team is and your skill position players are. You got to be protected in football. So definitely be an interesting year. I'm honestly, while I'm not rooting for them, I'm excited to see what they're going to look like. It's going to be very interesting to see. Because that whole division is pretty much new. You know, that's a new division, new head coaches across the board. So we'll see how it goes in the AFC. Is that the East?
North.
The North, yeah. I'm going old school
And,
because they used to be the East.
You know what else is interesting that we didn't talk about was that Zach Taylor was the only one that wasn't fired in that division or
And he had the
let
worst
go
team.
or whatever. And he like ever since they went to the Super and I understand the injuries and all that stuff, but you got to perform and you're losing all of these different games, even with Joe in there. You're losing all these games because your defense can't stop anybody and you can't score enough points because defense is allowing 80 points a game. Like you got to be accountable to that. But he's the
Yeah.
only quarter or the only coach. The AFC North.
I think injuries are always going to buy you time. They just are. When you
It
got
definitely bought him some.
when your quarterback goes down, you can't and you
Yeah.
can't. But
You
nine
can't
times out
replace
of
Joe
10,
Burrow.
yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get a pass. The coach is gonna
I
get a
know,
pass. Yeah.
but all of this fire talk from Harbaugh, the Ravens last year. Don't forget that Lamar Jackson missed the first few games, or in the early part of the season, and it was,
But
oh well, we got to fire him. We got to.
I
difference,
think that's different.
the difference with that is, so if you put them on a scale, the Ravens are always gonna be right here as far as expectations. Cincinnati's gonna be close. You look at them like this. Yeah, it'd be all right. But with the Ravens, you're always like with rose-colored glasses, waiting for that. They're just one step away. They're right there at the door. Cincinnati, yeah, they kind of ran into the door and hey, we on the wrong side. Let's back up a little bit. But yeah, that's not the same. Jim Harbaugh been there, and he been there, and he been there, and he been there. And so, and I like him. I think I kept saying his name wrong on a few episodes back, but yeah, I like him. I just think that was two different animals.
Yeah. And you know what? When we talk about Cincinnati, like, you can't replace a Lamar Jackson or a Joe Burrow. But I think that the injuries that Joe Burrow has had, yeah, like we talked about, that's the reason why Taylor's getting a pass. But also, when you look at it from a winning standpoint, Joe Burrow has won high-level games at a higher rate than Lamar Jackson has. And so it's like, if we had him, if we can keep him healthy, we have a chance. Well, Lamar Jackson, it was like he was healthy and we still wasn't getting it. So when he was hurt, okay, we'll hope for the best. Right. So, I mean, I think that's another angle. But that division, like we said, is going to be interesting, very interesting to watch what happens in the AFC North this year. Well, I think we can go ahead and move our attention over to the real team, the defending NFC North champs, as they prepare to defend that division title and bigger goals that they have this year. We're going to start off talking about how much did not happen this offseason for the Chicago Bears. The Bears didn't make really any major grand splash moves. But I'm going to ask this question this way. Why do we think that's the case? Why do we think that the new Bears regime or the current Bears regime did not feel like they really needed to go out and do anything crazy or make a huge splash in the offseason?
I think the main reason was because of the pass. We lost what 80% of our off defense. And so bringing in, decent rookies, a little bit here and there, you can't afford to dump all your money into projects or into hopes and dreams. And so I think Ryan was just being careful. Training camp is still new. It's still time, but I think he wants to probably see what he has, reevaluate, and then, kind of see what's still out there. Let's not forget, and it's definitely not the same teams, and not the same regime, but Khalil Mack was picked up a week before the season started. So, there's still time and there's still opportunity. So I'm not disappointed. I would have liked to see, we heard our name out there a lot, but I would have loved to seen at least one. But I'm not upset because I know there's still time. But I think he was just being cautious. Because he I don't want to say he's probably in the hot seat, but I would say he doesn't really have a lot of room for error.
Are
With
you
the
talking
fan
about Ryan
base.
Poles?
Yes, with the fan base as far as, yeah, you've done great on offense, but don't bomb on defense because that's our bread and butter. And we let so many people go that you can't just start dumping trash in a trash can that's already full. So, and not to say anybody's trash, but you know what I'm trying to say. You got to be careful with what you bring in. And so I think they're just going to evaluate what they got, see what holes need to be plugged, and then, because there's still people out there still. Who was the guy from Tampa Bay that said he wanted to go?
Pia?
Yeah.
So Vita Vea.
Yeah.
It's still time. And I guarantee you there's some conversations behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The one thing that troubles me is Gordon is still hurt. That was disappointing. And I'm sure, he's disappointed, but as a fan, we were rooting for him. Okay, he's coming back in the playoffs. Okay, he back, but but we good. He'll be okay come August, and we're still looking at the same thing. So that's kind of disappointing, especially after we've seen the talent that we kind of let go and kept him. And so, yeah, that part is a little disappointing to me.
Let me ask a subs question off of that. Do you think, especially in the defensive backfield, so when we look at our DBs, specifically our corners, do you think we really let a lot go by looking at Kyler and Jalen going into a contract year and kind of having high expectations for them?
I think the players that we had, the way that, and I get it, we can't keep everybody. That just wasn't going to happen. But what was the kid that, I can't think of his name. I am not a name person. I can see his face. The kid with all the interceptions that made the Pro Bowl.
This past year?
Uh-huh.
Brisker?
No,
No.
but they let him go too. Didn't he go to
He
Pittsburgh?
He
Yeah.
did.
The Bears interception leader from last year. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Or right.
Yeah.
Miss Shaw
Decade.
Wright.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have loved to seen us keep him.
Where did he end
Like,
up going?
New England, I think, or Buffalo. He went somewhere in the AFC.
Hmm.
But
I
so
didn't even realize he was gone.
yeah,
the Jets.
the Jets. Yeah. So I would have loved to see us keep some stability. I think some of those defensive players kind of earned the opportunity to kind of, you know, stick around, in my opinion. But, no, my phone never rang and they asked me my opinion. But yeah, I think we gave up a lot. I think we gave up too much in the backfield, defensive backfield. Yes.
One thing I agree with you. I do think we gave up a lot. I think that when I look at what we gave it up for, that's probably where I was most concerned. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I understand we can't keep everybody and we got to make moves so we can make other moves. But a lot of it was like the strategy was attrition by subtraction. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know, um, I liked the pieces that they were dependent on this year, but I didn't really see enough to say, hey, I'm not worried about losing this guy or this guy because we've got this.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably the main thing for me. And then is Gardner Johnson still there? CJ still there?
I just read
Yeah.
something about him yesterday. He
Mhm.
where is he in Tampa? Where is he at? And he got hurt.
He did get hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt the other day.
Hmm.
But and so yeah, basically that whole backfield is gone.
Yeah.
Everybody. Defense.
The Bills.
So the Bears did what they normally do on offense. They
Hmm.
got rid of everybody on defense this time.
Yeah.
And so we normally don't rebuild on defense. We kind of plug and play on defense, but this time we just kind of, dumped our defense. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But
I
it's
mean,
it's
we literally
scary.
gave up everybody.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Yeah.
Lost everybody. Our top 3 leaders in interceptions all
Mhm.
play for different teams.
Mhm.
And they had good numbers like 7, 4, 3, like,
Mhm.
and then you let Tremaine Edmonds go. So I mean, it's
Man, Chicago. Yes,
mm,
sir. That one hurt. That hurt.
yeah.
That hurt. That hurt.
I was
Yeah,
emotional for that one for a while.
yeah. That whole defense. I'm not a defensive guy because I love our defense so much that they kind of just did what they did, and you just expected them to do what they do. That when they're not there. You're like, wait a minute, this is not. There's no level of comfort on our defense,
Yeah.
and so where the last couple of years we were on pins and needles when the offense came on the field. I think this year we'll be on pins and needles when the defense comes on the field, and we'll be glued to the TV praying, instead of praying for points, we'll be praying for no points.
Right.
So
You
we'll see.
So the next item that we have and we're going to talk about is our quarterback, but I wanted to bring something up connected to him. Um, we gave up his, and I mean, I know what we have still, but the DJ Moore trade is still just really, I get it. Like, I understand the why,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like we're going to feel that this year. Like, even with him not having crazy big numbers this past season, some of it is there's a reason why he didn't. Like when you lose that guy that the defense is keying in on to say, hey, we got to stop him and
Mm-hmm.
just expect the other guys to just duplicate or increase their production. I think that's a big deal. Worst case scenario, he was Caleb's safety net,
Mm-hmm.
outside of the tight end. Say, if I can't get the ball here, I'm going to DJ. Over the middle, DJ, go give me some yards. Like that was what he was used to.
Mm-hmm.
And now he doesn't have that. And we know that Caleb has been a quarterback that's been known to sometimes not be as accurate as you would ideally want. So, do we think that his accuracy is going to be under a bigger microscope this year than it has been before?
Um, I think, well, it's really kind of to your first question. Love DJ. I hated to see that happen. I get it from a business standpoint. Um, that was just all business. It was no slap in DJ's face as far
Mm-hmm.
as we don't want you or we can't play with you. Um, I think I even heard Ryan say that the best thing they did was to make sure he was put in a position to win. So
Mm-hmm.
they didn't dump him.
Right.
They set him up for success. So that if anything was a business move, that was a business move. Now will it come back to haunt us? We'll have to see. I don't know. We got a young group. We got a young group of wide receivers that you can never go wrong with young guys that's just hungry for the ball, but it's one ball. Okay. So that veteran leadership, will that hurt us when our veteran is in his third year? I don't know. That's gonna have to we just gotta see what happens with that. I don't know. Um I'm excited about it because that whole front, receiving room, tight end room,
Mm-hmm.
even our
Is
running
really good.
backs,
Really good.
everybody's young. And
Yeah.
so if these kind of think of them playing street football, you know, that's exciting and scary at the same time because you don't want to be out here just, slinging willy nilly. You need somebody to say, hey, settle down with all these kids, young guys are, on cloud nine. We'll see. But I'm excited about it. I don't think I think, so there was a stat Caleb threw for 3,000 some odd
Just
yards,
under 4,000.
just under four. But then they said that he had 400 yards of drops that
Mm-hmm.
weren't from inaccuracy. And so that kind of speaks for itself. So I'm not worried about his accuracy. I'm not worried about it at all.
That's
Because
exactly
go
that's
ahead.
exactly where I was going too. I'm not worried about it because of that last thing you talked about. Like they had a lot of drops last year, and
Mhm.
it wasn't Caleb's fault in a lot of those situations. Um, there were decisions that I think Caleb needs to improve on. Like some of his decision making is more so what I would question, but accuracy wasn't really the biggest thing. And that was something that they talked about with him coming out of college. But I always said, like, if you're a running quarterback and you're a quarterback who throws on the run a lot, your accuracy is likely gonna be lower than somebody who just sits in the pocket and slings it around.
And
Um,
so, okay, I'm sorry. But think about this, and I can think of maybe two or three, four plays. Let's just take the DJ pass in the end zone against Cleveland. That ended up being a touchdown. Great. Touchdown. We win the game. Beautiful. We walk off the field and we say, probably shouldn't have caught that ball. He probably shouldn't have threw that ball. So there were a lot of passes that made it that you were like, kind of like what you just said. He's throwing that ball in places that he probably shouldn't, and they're being caught. And so, how are we to say that just because that pass didn't get caught, it was inaccurate when there was a lot of them that wasn't inaccurate that got caught? That's all I'm saying. And so
Mhm.
I think let Caleb be Caleb. I think Ben Johnson's going to do a great job of corralling him and making them settle into his third year. This is
Mhm.
in the same system, so he's okay. He
Third
he
year and second in the same system. So.
yeah. So I think he has a sense of base now. And so I think Caleb's going to be okay. I watched a lot of footage of Caleb this offseason. I think I'm not worried. For the first time as a Bears fan, I can actually say this offseason, I wasn't worried about what my quarterback is doing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I haven't even looked at the offense. I've seen some snippets of offense. I've been looking at that defense.
Mhm.
What is that defense doing? I'm not
Yeah.
worried about our offense. So that's my take. Caleb gonna be okay.
Yeah. Anything else anyone else wanna put in on that?
Now, not far as the Bears, but I mean, speaking of the quarterbacks, I mean, look at some of the other teams in your division too. That's working with I mean, specifically Minnesota. Got a brand new quarterback, so it's gonna be interesting to see the the competition in that division.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think this year I do think this is the toughest division in football, though. I don't know how we can say anything differently. I mean, every team has a pretty solid roster. Every team has a good coach. It's gonna be tough. It's definitely gonna be tough.
Let me ask you this question then. And so if and that's always gonna be debatable. That's cool. What would probably be the division that gets the least uh scare tactic from you that you like, we playing from the whatever division or conference. Who do we not who do play or teams just like, okay, we can kind of skate through this division or that division is not all that strong.
The
Where
NFC South.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
I was
gonna
about
say
to say it.
The
that.
South.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think for this year that's probably gonna be one of the worst divisions.
I mean,
okay.
they
Well,
were
I
last
mean,
year.
yeah, it typically is.
Yeah. I mean, the division winner has won that division like the past 3 years at like 8-9 or under 500. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think they have bigger issues than everybody. Um, Not even really because the teams are bad. It's just I really can't put a pin on what exactly it is, put my finger on it, but that's that division.
Okay. Just thought that was just a little snippet when you made that statement. All
Yep.
right.
Well, we got a couple of other things that we talked about, and we've kind of already gone into it a little bit. We've talked about the defense in a lot of detail. Our next item was the pass rush, and we talked a lot about the secondary, but we can spend a couple minutes about the pass rush. Like, are we concerned about them being able to get pressure on the quarterbacks, or is it more of the secondary or that linebacker group? What do we think about the pass rush?
All I'm gonna say is what I said before. I'm worried about the whole defense. I just am. I'm worried about everybody.
Yeah.
They have some pieces, but I'm worried. I love Austin Booker. Loved him when he was at Kansas. I love Sweat. I
Mhm.
love some of the kid that they got, the two brothers. And again, I'm not a name guy. I need to do my homework better. So there's some pieces that I'm okay with, but it's 11 of them, and that I just named 4. So
Yeah.
um, I'm worried about our offense. When I say worried, I don't I'm concerned. I just want to see them jail because sure, we still got Jalen. We still got the other kid. I can't think of his name now. We still got some base. And so, but yeah, my concern is defense, the whole defense, the whole defense.
Yeah. I would agree with you. I definitely don't just pick on the rush.
Yeah,
It's everywhere.
yeah. I would love to see us make a move. It doesn't have to be a blockbuster move, whatever that was going on with Crosby and
Max.
then the guy from Cincinnati. That was I am never going to be the fan that wants in that nonsense. To me, that was all. I'm buying all that. I want to see us get a solid, just dog that just plays football. Yeah, the name guys are cool. That's cool, but it's still 11 other folks that or 22 if you count both sides of the ball. They got to win the game. And so I just want to see us get just a solid NFL player with some substance and some experience that's what I'm looking at. When my phone chimes, that's the one move I want to see before September 9th.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. I want them to go get Vea from Tampa Bay. That's what I want them to do. Go
Hey,
get the big fella. He's ready to get out of there. Bring him out of that division of misery. And
not division of misery.
That team got a lot
yeah,
of problems going on.
yeah. And
Yeah.
he is not a part of it. He is one of the best D tackles in the league. So
Yeah.
all right. We did talk a little bit about the offensive line, but in all honesty, I think we kind of touched on everything that we think as far as the Bears at this point. There's concerns at every level, but we still have a lot of confidence in what that group can be specifically.
Hey,
So as we look to begin our wrap up of today's session, I think we've had some really good conversations about those two teams and about what we're expecting as the season gets ready to start up. And preseason is right around the corner. Everybody's in training camp right now. So, well, I'm going to give you the opportunity to take us through the lightning round session of our topics tonight.
All right. So we just have a couple questions, and if you don't know, that's fine too. So open to the floor. What is one camp battle that you actually care about? You know, it can be one position, it can be certain players that you like want to see make the team.
Is this any team or is this our team?
I mean, it can be for your team. It can be for any of the other 30 teams.
For me, honestly, the camp battle that I'm really concerned about the most is the team that is in the city I live in. Um, I'm thinking about those quarterbacks, and I don't know how often you talk about the backup quarterbacks, but I think Anthony Richardson and whether or not he's going to still be on this roster when the season gets started is crazy to me.
Wait, because he's still on the table, right?
Yeah, he has not pulled back that trade request, so but nobody wants him. So I mean,
Like,
yeah,
do you
that's
perform for a team that already tells you that? I mean, if you're still here come September, we'll keep you on. But I mean, hey, don't don't guarantee it. Like, do you still want to perform for a team that already tells you that?
I mean, if you want another job, you do. And that's the thing. I mean, the market has already shown him there's not a lot of interest out there from what he has showed. So he's got to start showing people something different.
Not like
next.
a COVID year where you had multiple teams losing quarterbacks. Yeah, you're right.
Go next. My battle, and I think I've said it. I won't elaborate too long on it. Is our corner positions on the Bears. I wanted if we can shore up that corner positions on the Bears, get Johnson at that safety position healthy, and give me two decent corners. Then I'm happy.
I say for mine, it's gonna be like I said that rookie quarterback battle between Drew and Will. Seeing which one the team's gonna put all the chips in for next season. I mean, because right now, yes, we have Rodgers, but you got to think he already done said that this is gonna be his last song, his encore. So, what's gonna happen for the future for us? Which quarterback are we gonna stick with? Because you even got a third option of are we going to try to draft one for next year as well if none of these two work out. So it's going to be interesting to see on that battle.
Let me ask you real quick. Throw this in there. With Aaron, let's just say he makes all the whole season, 18 games. What and you don't get an opportunity to see your backups. You don't get an opportunity to get some footage and a feel for your backups. And now you got to let's just say they keep them all. Let's say they run four. Now you have nothing to now you enter training camp at square one. What do you do?
I mean, they're gonna, like I said, they're giving them the third down reps, kind of giving them sharing reps with that one. But then also too, you got the preseason going forward. For then, if it's just so happen to be a game during the regular season where either one we're so far ahead that putting them in it's not going to cost us the game, or two we're so far behind that putting them in not going to cause, not going to change the outcome of the game. Those are going to be really your only opportunities, like you said, if Aaron's healthy all 18 games, to see which one has that potential.
So y'all going to Shadur him to death.
Yeah,
That was a backup for me.
yeah.
Here comes Shadur now. The score is 85-3. We'll be back after these messages. What? Okay.
If nobody says that one, I would want to ask what we think about that in Cleveland.
Yeah. That was another quarterback. But granted, apparently it's going to be a lot of quarterback battles between, because even with Minnesota, that it's either going to be JJ or it's going to be Kyler Murray. It's like so the quarterback battles this whole training camp is going to be one to watch.
And that's why I'm so glad we're not in that mix. I'm so happy. And you know what? Then we're going to move to the next one. I'm okay with Tyson. I love that kid.
Yeah.
Man, that kid was dropping
Tyson
bombs. I am okay. And Case, what's his name?
Keenum?
Yes. Man, we good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Quarterback.
I like our
Nobody
QB
said
room.
those two together.
I love my quarterback room. I don't think I've ever said that.
I don't know if I've ever said that.
Yes.
Even historically, I don't know if I ever looked and said that QB room was good.
Yeah. That boy good. All right, let's move on. What you got, 12?
Hold on. My camp battle that I'm excited for, and I don't know if it's necessarily, them going against each other or if there's already a, um, order. But I like Johnny Bernard and Roman Wilson for the Steelers. Um, third/fourth wide receivers. Um, like I know from watching at Alabama, Bernard is a possession receiver, and so he can be that safe hands. And Roman Wilson is going into his, I believe, his fourth year, who hasn't really played in 3 years or 2 years or whatever it is now, but he hasn't really played. So I want to see, more from him. I want him to actually get on the field. All right. Our next question is, what is your over under on wins the team that
We'll let the elder statesman jump that off.
Yeah.
For my team,
Mm-hmm.
are we gonna go over or under from what we did last year?
What me and you did?
What are you saying?
No. Just so, okay, hold on. Let me see.
Give a number, and then we can go from there.
I predict we'll win the division 12-6.
Okay.
Is
Let's
this thing
see.
working? 12-6.
So Fox Sports has the Bears at 9.5.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely over.
Well, yeah. Over. Yeah. 9.5. 9. What is that? 9-7?
9 and 8.
That's a low.
Yeah, that's low.
And you said 12-6.
That's 18.
They play 17 games.
Not 18 yet.
Well, we won the Super Bowl. How about that? We going to the Super Bowl. We only got to play one game, and it's the Super Bowl. I believe we'll be over 10. I believe we'll be over 10.
All right, and now they have the Steelers at 8.5.
I
I
like
also
that.
think that'll be. I think that.
I think we'll be over that. I think we'll be at 10 as well.
Do you win your division?
I don't. I don't see us winning the division. I'm gonna be honest. Here's what I see. I see us in Baltimore making to the playoffs. Baltimore winning the division. We're coming in at the wild card because I don't see Cleveland with them losing their defense, their key person on their defense. Same thing with Cincinnati. Even though they didn't really have a defense, the only good thing about the defense is gone. So it's like we ain't really got too much to worry about other than Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's only 3 spots. So who you counting out? Because the AFC East is loaded to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
I think
still,
they're gonna get 3 teams.
yeah.
The East gonna get
Yeah, Buffalo, New England, and who's that other team?
I don't know
Yeah,
who.
no.
Wait,
no.
Yeah,
I felt like there
who
was
you-
3 teams.
Yeah, two, of course.
Yeah, it's not the Jets in Miami, so I don't know. I was about to turn my mic off when he said 3 teams. I started thinking maybe I didn't say the AFC East. I think I can see 2 teams coming out of the AFC.
Nah,
Yeah.
maybe the West, but not the East.
Yeah.
The West would have who? San Diego.
Okay, there he go again with
I
this
mean, not San Diego. Oh no,
San
I
Diego
can't
and
get this
Oakland. There
LA
we-
thing. I can't get this LA thing. It still
LA.
seems off.
You still got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Broncos looked good last year, and then you gonna see
Raiders.
what Mendoza gonna do in the Raiders.
He's not even starting though.
Nah,
Kirk Cousins.
They're not. They're putting Cousins in.
Yeah.
just to start training camp. That's gonna change.
He said coach said that he's gonna start. He's a starter for the season. Now that could of course
I know what they're
change.
saying now. I know what they're saying now. I don't. I think he's gonna start, or Mendoza's gonna start once the season actually comes around. And that's just my opinion.
I don't think that he'll start the season. I think he will eventually take it over because that's kind of what Kirk Cousins has been, especially lately. But you don't bring in a Kirk Cousins and pay him that much money for him to back up. I don't care if he is the number 1 pick. Like, he wasn't brought there to back somebody up. You're paying him starter money.
It's Atlanta's fault though. Atlanta's fault.
Definitely is.
For paying them all of the money and then drafting Michael Penix.
But the Oakland gave him that deal. Like, this isn't a carryover from the Atlanta deal. This is the deal he signed to.
He's not gonna take that much less coming from where he was at.
Right. And that's my point. Like, a team's not gonna sign him to be a backup and pay him that much money, especially when you just drafted the number 1 pick. Like, if you got the number 1 pick, I'm gonna go get a backup and, let my number 1 pick earn his stripes, take his lumps. But I think this was intentional. They wanted to bring a quarterback who can start, let Mendoza ease his way into it because he is the future of that team. So
It said they naming Kirk Cousins a starter.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I mean, because you think about like in the history of the first round draft picks getting pushed into their spot and how fast of a turnaround they are. It's like they were just talking about Luck, how Luck, everyone was all hyped about Luck, and then he retires so early. It's like you don't want that to happen to your team. You want to build your team up. So I mean, I understand the move. We're bringing Cousins in, making him the starter. You want to make sure that Mendoza can last as long as you need him to.
Yeah, I think the good thing about it is that they really don't have to, let the kid kind of get his bearings and then go from there. So I like it.
Unless it's gonna be like a Shador situation where they start sucking and be like, "Oh yeah, put Mendoza in now."
I don't think we can compare anything to Shador situation.
Yeah, that's still gonna be crazy. That's gonna be interesting to see too how we're talking about QB battles between him and Deshaun because who they gonna put?
Still got Dylan there too.
Did Deshaun Watson still play football?
Yeah.
on his off time. This is that's
his off time.
Is he even in camp?
Yeah. The battle was between him and Shador.
Oh, okay. Come on, Shador.
Yeah, and he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns at this point. Not that he's looked horrible, but you can tell he's like knocking rust off. So
Rust, when the last time he played?
years ago.
Okay. Well, he should be good. He should have been good because he's been doing this.
Right.
No, he's not.
$230 million fully guaranteed contract.
I ain't
And
mad
that
at
boy ain't played football in 3 years.
I ain't
Like,
mad at him.
Hey, let me
But
get a
dang,
contract like
how long
that.
was his contract?
it was a
5
5-year
years.
deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 years. This is the last season of it, but man.
Mhm.
Mad at him. I ain't mad at him. Little boy,
Mm.
give me $1.
A few of 'em.
Give me $1. All right. We got anything else? That's it.
And we just got one more. I want everybody to make one bold prediction that you're going to have to be held to in January at the end of the season about your team.
Man, you already know my scenario.
You about to start sounding like a Cowboys fan.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say Super Bowl. I'm not gonna go that far. I believe we win the division.
Mm.
I'm gonna stay safe. I'm gonna stay safe. We got some challenges, but I think we win the division.
When I look at what the NFC is this year and who they have and what they don't have, my bold prediction is that the Bears will be the number 1 seed.
Okay, you writing
In
that
the
down,
NFC.
Quill?
Yeah.
Number 1 seed.
No, I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna be bold like him too. I'm gonna say we're going 11-7. We're gonna win our division. Sorry, 11-6. 11-6.
Look, I've been saying 11-7. Wait a minute, he said it was 18.
I'm doing 18 games like you are.
I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
11-6. We win the division.
All right. Is that get to the playoffs and we win a wild card.
Wait, that's two. That's two.
No,
Yes.
Right.
that's the same thing.
You said
That's the same thing.
you said you make it to the playoff.
Yeah,
And
make it to
win
the playoffs
wild
and
card.
win the wild card.
So your prediction is that you win the wild card game.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's a unified, it's a collaborative prediction.
Well, if you win a wild card game, it's evident.
Made the
that you
playoffs.
made the playoff.
Right.
All right. You know, I'm just saying you can't win a playoff game without
If you
making
didn't
the
make the
playoff.
playoffs.
I love it. All right, predict. Quail said they going one round into the playoffs.
And then I said at least.
Oh,
at least.
at least.
Yeah.
Well, so you ain't putting no cap on yours.
Mm.
So
The minimum is winning a wild card.
Wow, that's the least they gonna do. Okay. All right. Diallo said 11-6 and
the division.
And the division.
Yep.
I said we win the division at least. And James said the number 1 seed, which means we won the division.
Right.
Love
Not
it.
just won the division. Beat everybody's right.
Everybody. We gonna beat the Super Bowl champs in Seattle. I don't know about all of that.
I mean, if we're the number 1 seed, they got to come to Chicago.
I love it. I mean, we got to go up there this year, though.
In the season, yeah.
Yeah.
And we can still get the number 1 seed if we lose to them up there. It's still possible.
Split.
We're gonna win it. We just need it. So this I always look at losses. Look, if we lose to them, we need everybody else to beat them.
Yeah.
So yeah. So stick for tat. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
I got yours.
I won't beat you too bad that put you in the playoff where they have your name with all them scenarios, but you can still make it. All right. I love it. Is that it?
That's it for this evening. So we are done. We've had a great welcome back episode of Fourth and Family. We're excited to have another season getting ready to kick off. We're thankful for everybody who took the time out to chill with us today and listen to us talk a little bit as we get started. And remember, This is Fourth and Family, where family comes first and every down matters. See everybody next week.